Welcome to our city, and here's what's going on this week around our city. On Tuesday, October 25th, Mayor Bowles will join children from Our Lady of Guadalupe in a pumpkin decorating contest held at the Elizabeth Avenue Farmers Market. It will be held at 1 p.m. at Union Square, located on Elizabeth Avenue and High Street. On Wednesday, October 26th at 11 a.m., Mayor Bowles will attend the River Trail groundbreaking at the old historical St. John's Parsonage House, which is located at 633 Pearl Street. Information about this event will be mentioned in a few minutes as it is one of the topics on today's show. On Friday, October 28th at 7 p.m., Mayor Bowles will join his alma mater, St. Mary of the Assumption High School, in a ceremony dedicating the gymnasium to Robert Halleck. Mr. Halleck is a graduate of St. Mary's who returned to serve in various positions from 1983 until his present time as a JV and head varsity basketball coach and athletic director. The gym will be honored in his name for his many years of dedicated service to the high school. For more information, please call 908-352-4350. On Saturday, October 29th, Mayor Bowles will attend the Elizabeth NAACP Expo at the Union County College Kellogg building located at 40 West Jersey Street. This year's theme, titled Finding the Peace Within, will feature small group workshops, access for youth to colleges, financial institutes, potential employers, and education alternatives. The event will be held from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. Following the expo, the Freedom Fund banquet will be held. Over 150 adults and youth are expected to be in attendance, and 2 young individuals will be awarded college scholarships for their participation in their Postcard for Peace contest. For more information, please call 908-652-5099. If you need more information concerning this or any other events this week, please call the Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. And joining me this week to discuss their trip to Denver as part of the Denver Youth Summit is Tommy Correa and Jonathan Yakubov. They are 2 students from the Elizabeth High School Upper Academy. They are officers from our Elizabeth High School Upper Academy. They are officers from our Elizabeth High School New Jersey SkillsUSA Club and serve in the Groundwork Elizabeth Green team at the Upper Academy. In September, both boys were invited to be youth ambassadors and participate in the Groundwork Summit that was held in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Welcome to you both.
How are you doing?
How are you?
So is your first time flying, gentlemen, or what?
Definitely not for real.
No?
No.
You said it like, oh, why ask me the question?
I mean, I've been to Europe, so Portugal, my country, so I've been there a couple times. Flying isn't something that's new to me.
Okay, excuse me.
Definitely the altitude, the Mile High City, it's not exactly the best thing to do when you're jet lagged and you're, hiking up these mountains in Denver. It's definitely tough,
okay,
on the body.
And Jonathan, was it your first flight?
No, of course not. I've been in the Caribbeans. I've visited Jamaica, Mexico, Aruba. Going to Denver is totally a different experience than going down to the Caribbean.
So I'm talking to 2 frequent flyers, 2 well-traveled men. Okay.
Yes. Professionals here.
Now explain to me why you're wearing the red jackets.
Oh, you've noticed. Well, here's the thing. We're members of the SkillsUSA group. I've been a member since my sophomore year with my advisor, Lilia Chaika, who's the teacher at Upper Academy. So she got us involved in SkillsUSA. She got us known with the Groundworks Elizabeth organization, EDC, and all these other partners. And for the most part, what we do is job skills, demonstrations, community service opportunities. Basically, the entire organization is about community service, giving back to the community, technical work, vocational work. It's usually for schools like Somerset County Votech, Union County Votech. But Elizabeth High School itself has its own chapter, which is something of a great feat to look to. So.
And the goals of the SkillsUSA Club?
It's all community service. It's all giving back to the community. It's something that the kids look for to do better for their environment, do better for their surroundings, and to give back for the most part.
Now, when we talk about community service, I believe there's a contest that you're going to participate in this year?
Right.
Tell us about that.
The community service is basically like we have to basically put together all these projects that we do, that the SkillsUSA Club does, and we try to create one huge project based on all these activities. And so this year we're planning on talking about the trip that we took to Denver, and what we have to do is create this binder and show it to the judges, and you know, let them know that we're trying to better our community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, a few years ago when I was in high school, we took, what's so funny, Tom? We took a trip to Canada. You guys had the pleasure of going to Denver, Colorado.
Yep.
Tell us about the trip.
We went hiking. We took a 5.6 mile hike.
Well, first off, let's go back. What was the name of the trip that you went on?
It's called Groundwork USA Youth Ambassador Summer Program. It's basically with all these charter schools. There's about 20 in the entire nation, and we meet up with about like 3 to 4 members of their own chapter, and we gather up, and usually annually it's in a different location, but this year was in Denver, and we talk about different things that are in our environment. So we got our own chance to speak of Elizabeth, and I took that opportunity at least, and you know, spoke of how Elizabeth isn't too much different than most other green areas. I mean, we have our own green environment. You know, the Matano Park is was built by the same architect that built Central Park. That's something that I would say. You know, things that Elizabeth has that a lot of other cities think we don't really have because we're, you know, next to Newark or something. So we took that opportunity a lot.
Did you make a lot of acquaintances out there?
Yes, we did. We actually met people from California. Actually, we have like pictures with people we met from California. It was a pretty cool experience. The director, Kurt Collier from New York, he actually is known for like having these icebreakers. So one of the nights when we were in Denver at the YMCA at the Rockies, he actually had all of the different groups come down to the basement, and basically he had each group create like a skit with another group, and talking about like what Groundworks does, why it's important. And it was pretty cool because, you know, we got to know other kids from other different parts of the nation. And it's really interesting how they, you know, take Groundworks, you know, like it's very important for them. So, yeah.
So you get on an airplane, you travel 3 hours?
3.5, yeah.
3.5 hours, and you get off and you're in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
How does Denver compare to Elizabeth?
It's completely different. I mean, I walked, you know, out of the terminal, and all I saw was like people in cowboy hats. You know, howdy, how you doing? You know, like
it reminds you of like the Midwest.
Yeah,
like, really.
It's really great actually.
And what about the weather, the altitude, and everything?
Well, that's a different story. I mean, you're talking. It's the mile high stay for a reason. I mean, you're looking at Denver changes. Its climate changes basically every hour. While we were on our 5.6 mile hike, I mean, it rained. It was snowing. It was hot. It was cold. I didn't know what to think. You know, it was crazy.
Like it would rain like every like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we would have to like actually, you know, put the ponchos on and then take them off, put them back in our book bags. Yeah. It was just
cool experience.
Yeah.
Now, with the things that you learned there in Denver, how can you come back and help others here in Elizabeth, some of your club members?
Well, what we did was we took on a community service project there with the National Park Service, trying to, you know, take out these musk thistles that are basically living there. And these musk thistles are, you know, invasive plants. They're not from the Denver area. And while at the Rocky Mountains, we basically take them out because they're from Europe, and they destroy the ecosystem. So by doing so, we understand that, you know, there are plants in Elizabeth that are not from here, and that can be, you know, detrimental to the ecosystem here in Elizabeth as well.
Tell me anything different, or?
You know, to piggyback on that, even the environment here, I mean, we're not going to say it's the same as Denver. Let's put it in realistic terms. But Elizabeth does face similar problems. I mean, we do have, for a long period, a few decades back, we had a period with our own trees where a lot of them were dying out due to the climate change in Elizabeth and in New Jersey itself. And if you notice, there's only one national park in New Jersey, and we have to start promoting that national park because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just think of the Jersey Shore, and that's basically it. But we do have a national park in South Jersey, and even Sandy Hook is a national park. So we have to start thinking about Elizabeth as being this green area and start telling these residents that, hey, you have a nice area that you have to start promoting, that you yourself have to start helping it out. So let's not, you know, throw trash on the ground. Let's start building trees. Let's start planting trees. Let's start, you know, brownfields that are these vacant lots that we have all around the city. Let's start cleaning those up. Let's take out toxic waste that's around the city. Let's do these things, and the city itself will be better. I'm pretty sure that has some type of correlation to like the economy or something, because it's definitely will help that.
Okay.
So.
Over the past few months or years that you've been involved with Groundworks Elizabeth, what's some of the projects that you've worked with?
One of the projects we've done is creating these birdhouses by the Matano Park. Actually, the Bio Club took that on. What they did was the day before, well, the last day of spring break, I think it was last year, yep. They went out there with the Bio Club, and kids from SkillsUSA as well were participating, and Groundworks and other organizations went out there, and they put these bird nests up there, and they basically cleaned up Matano Park. And there was just so much garbage there. It was really bad. And it's really neat because Elizabeth has so many unique birds, and putting these bird nests up there was a great experience. It was pretty fun.
Now, before we go to break, Tommy, if you could reach out to all the young folks watching, middle school and elementary school, why should they get involved in Groundworks Elizabeth?
It's their life. It's where they're living. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go around your city for the next, let's say, 10 years throughout high school and, you know, have to deal with the same things that John and I had to deal with, you know, the toxic waste and all these things that Elizabeth has. But Elizabeth is this beautiful city. It's a beautiful environment. So you have to, like, hone in on those positives and take away the negatives that are around Elizabeth. And we need more of those activists. We need more of those environmental leaders to do that. And that comes with the youth. That comes with the younger kids. We can't just start coming back in every single year. We need those kids to come back and help out the city.
Thank you both, and wish you much success in your life.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
We'll be back with the second half of Our City after these words. Thank you.